And we are back. Huh. Doesn't look like much is coming up here, but fuck it. French Guna back again with another video for you. Yes, lacking in effect. Come on. What's good, people? Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, people who've been here and new people like the thing, subscribe to the channel. I've been away for a second, yeah. I had these crazy migraines, so that's the reason for the sunglasses. All streams are now going to have sunglasses until further notice. Yeah, basically, come to talk about a couple of the things that have been happening. International breaks, there's not really much going on. Last stream I did was a Leicester thing. We all know how that ended. Not really too much to say on the game. Everything's pretty much been said by other people. I guess as a quick recap, we look slightly better than we have in recent games. I predicted that because Emery tends to do better against opposition that's more to around our level than worse opposition. After the game, there's quite a lot of stuff that's come out about Aubameyang, Lacazette looking very frustrated. You could see even during the game they were very frustrated between each other. And finally, there was a statement put out by, obviously a lot of people thought he would get sacked like the next day type of thing. A statement was put out by the hierarchy stating that they are, although the results are bad, well in fact let's be precise. A statement was put out by Ornstein stating that the club are 100% behind the manager, and then the actual Raul and Vinay kind of hierarchy came out and made a statement saying that although results are disappointing or not where we want them to be, we still believe that Unai is the right man to turn it around, which is slightly different to what Ornstein said. There's been a theory going around that it was kind of a bit of a way to test the waters. They gave Ornstein the information to put out. Ornstein put it out and everyone was like, hell no, we are not behind this guy, we're not feeling him. And the hierarchy were like, okay, it's really, it's not in a good place right now, let's go out and just put out a little statement. And this really does sound like the dreaded vote of confidence, the one that they put out to say, yeah, we really do support the manager, and then a few weeks later you see him sacked. Happened with Jose, happens with Chelsea managers. It just happens. That's what happens before the end of, not even necessarily a manager in football, just people in general, big bosses in general, people who are in public scrutiny in general. So they kind of acknowledge that, I guess we'll get into this first, they kind of acknowledge that the results haven't been good. And I think by acknowledging that the results haven't been good, you've now put yourself in a position that, and stating that we believe he can turn them around, is put all the onus on Unai Emery in terms of, we believe he can turn it around and we know the results aren't good, which then means if he doesn't turn it around, there's no excuse to not sack him. Some people are saying the Southampton game is his last test game. If he can't beat Southampton at home, we know it's over. I would argue it's been over for a while, but whatever. Some people are saying Christmas, 6 games. People are saying he's got 6 games, he's got till Christmas. I guess that's 6 league games. For me, it's hard to say with this board. We don't know how willing they are going to be to pull the trigger. I had faith in them. Now it's being tested. Now my faith in Don Raul is being tested. In Edu, technical director, is being tested. Obviously, we also have the fact that Kroenke is up there as well on that board. And is Kroenke willing to pay out that 6M? Or is he just going to be happy with the mediocrity and not try and push for that top 4? That would be really scary. I still don't believe it's that bad. Specifically by the statements that have been put out saying the results haven't been good enough. Like, you don't tend to acknowledge that if you're not going to do anything about it, because then you're saying, well, we're not good enough either, type of thing. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to wait till summer. I really hope they don't, because it's going to be very hard watching Arsenal if they do wait until summer to sack him. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. What do you guys think? When do you think he'll be gone? Do you think he'll be here next season? Do you think it's going to be a summer thing? Do you think it's Southampton? Like, what's your metric for Unai getting sacked? For me, obviously, in terms of metrics, he should have been sacked already. But in terms of when I think he's going to be sacked, it's hard. For me, it feels like every game is on a knife edge. I I wouldn't be surprised. Say if we lost to Southampton at home, it's hard for me to see him not getting sacked. But then he might still get given a couple of more games. I hope they're not looking at the Europa League as more of a way to get in. Because if they are, then we're fucked. Because we'll probably get to the semis or final. Probably won't win it. And like, who the fuck wants to win the Europa League instead of getting into top four whilst Chelsea and Leicester are apparently league contenders? Both their managers are newer than ours, and Leicester's team was not better than ours before Brendan Rodgers came, but now apparently they're title contenders. And where are we? That's mad, isn't it? Not good enough. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that anyway. Moving on to the Aubameyang thing now. Aubameyang versus the media. And that's how I've termed it, because that's my take on this. So, in case people don't know, Aubameyang obviously is now club captain, and there's been some conversation about people aren't happy at the club with him being friends with troops from AFTV and having interactions on their Instagram platform, liking certain posts about criticising Xhaka, criticising Emery. Bruvs, all the fans have been criticising Xhaka and Emery, so it sounds to me like Aubameyang's a fan. I ain't gonna lie. Let's just start there. It sounds to me that he's a fan, and he's just treating it in that way. Like, he likes the club, he cares about where we're going, he knows it's not good enough, so he's letting his frustrations out. Now, as club captain, you do understand, if people have some concerns. Let's be honest, it started off with concerns, and then it got blown out of proportion by bare other people in the media. Bare people started making it sound worse than it was. I think there was a little sit-in of some of the big media personalities associated with Arsenal, people like John Cross and other people, and they were slagging off AFTV, talking shit about it and stuff like that. And all of that it's academic. It's what you expect. When the piano came to America, people said it's going to ruin America. Like, people are afraid of change, especially if you're in an industry that's used to have a monopoly. If your TV used to be the only form of media, we all know TV's dying out now. How many people watch TV? I've got a TV here, but I only use it to stream things through the internet. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So it's a dying medium. It did the same thing to the radio. Now YouTube's going to do it to the TV and Netflix and Disney Plus and all these other things. So it's kind of normal that they're getting upset about it. I think for that reason, that's why Aubameyang put that out, because he just knew it didn't matter. He didn't give a fuck. And I think ultimately it's not really about people at Arsenal having problems with him. I think it's kind of a bit of a made up bullshit rumour. There might be like 1-2 people, but like he said, they can go fuck themselves, really and truly. Because if my man's got a problem with the way that the best player and the most consistent player on our team is interacting with fans, and it's all positive between him and the fans, then it's a them problem. It's not an Arsenal problem. They've created the problem for me. It's not the captain who's created this problem. And it wasn't a problem while we were winning, when we had a 22 unbeaten streak and everyone was saying Obama who, Obama what. That it wasn't a problem then. When Adidas made an Arsenal AFTV themed advert with so let me get that right. Adidas made a troops themed advert with the blood fam thing going on. It wasn't a problem then. They made a lot of money out of it then, and now it's a problem. Nah, I don't buy it for a second. I don't think it's anything that's been said to him by the club, because I don't think he would come out with that story. If it was, he would have probably said something previously to it, or you know what I mean. I don't really buy that. I think he's saying fuck you to the media, and the traditional media, that is, not the new media. And I think we can also say a big fuck you to the traditional media, because they've been racist, they've been pagans. Raheem Sterling pointed it out, and most of us been doing it for time anyway. So, fuck the real media. I mean, the old media, that old established media, the unreal media, the new thing. That's what we're about. YouTube, bringing it straight to you from the fans' opinions, people who ain't gonna be, not old white men, basically. That's what it is. Let's be 100% real with it. It's not old white men, and that's why they don't like it. And yeah, doing our thing. So fuck them. And big up Aubameyang for that. I rate him for that. So yeah, basically that's my thoughts on that situation. In terms of what's going to happen with Emery if he gets sacked, I do think Freddie might get that appointment. But I did hear another interesting theory, which was that is Freddie ready? Is Freddie ready? Like, and obviously that's not a theory, that's just a question. But I mean, in terms of how does he feel about it? How do the club feel about it? You know, obviously a lot of us are going to have reservations. Is he ready or not? Because he's never managed at top level. But what I'm trying to say is perhaps the club feel like it's too soon to throw him out there, you know, into the fire, so to speak. They don't want an Ole situation where he either does so well we have to give him the job, or you know he and then he fucks up like just a little while later because he's never been for anything, or that he immediately screws it up as a caretaker manager and then he's just never going to be able to come back as a manager. Because imagine if he comes in, he's terrible, and then he goes away and he's good other places, but you know, we might just ruin him for Arsenal. We might never have him again if he ends up fucking up here in his first ever stint. So there's that theory out there, like is Freddie ready? You know, ready Lundberg. For me, I'd throw him in there if he thinks he's ready. I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Just see how he does. Give him caretaker at the end of the season, and if he does, even if he does really well, I wouldn't give it to him at the end of the season. I'd let him go somewhere else and just make sure that we have an agreement, some kind of written agreement that he will have a chance here. But within, you know, after having had X amount of experience and, you know, whatever it might be, if he is successful here. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the two situations. International break, school kind of long, kind of boring. I'm going to be on the Guna Talk in a week, I believe, or a little under a week, been about 5 days. So your boy FG, French Goonbag, is going to be in front of quite a large audience. I mean, I've done that before, but not as a YouTuber. And that's going to be interesting, man. So obviously, stay up to date with that thing. Comment here. Man, like Capone, Emery out G, big up yourself. I'd rather have Luis Enrique or Rafa. Rafa's in China, isn't he? Yeah, both of those options I'd rather have, 100%. Rafa would probably sort us out defensively a bit. Flipping Enrique, attacking football. You know what I'm saying? You get attacking football. So either one, top manager, won stuff at the highest level. And obviously Enrique's got a big club mentality, and that's really what we're missing here, I feel. So yeah, I agree with you on both of those shouts, man. I'm in a position where I think pretty much anyone's better than Emery. That's really how I feel. Anyone who's managed at a top level or who is a good coach. Because I don't think Emery's either of those things. Yeah, to me, he hasn't been successful at top level. You know, success at PSG is, you know, the Champions League, and he didn't get that. So he kind of hit par. And yeah, we need a top boy or a top coach, either a top manager proven or a top coach. And yeah, he's neither of them things. I think Freddie could be a good coach in between, but really and truly, I would like a man like Ten Hag, who said he's staying to Ajax to the end of the season, which means he's probably going at the end of the season. So a man like Ten Hag from Ajax would be sick. A man like Nagelsmann, but he just started a new project. The thing with Rafa is I think he's got a contract in China, and Rafa never usually leaves without seeing out his contract, and that's a big bag as well, so we'd have to pay him a big bag. But I appreciate your comments, Capone. Thank you very much for that. Everyone, like, let me know what you think in terms of who you would want next as a manager. For me, I already said who I want. I want one of them young coaches. I want a Ten Hag. I want a Nagelsmann. But I would take Enrique or Rafa in a second right now. We just need somebody different. But yeah, big up everybody for watching. 13 minutes in, I think that's good enough for international break stream, innit? Appreciate the support. Like the video. Drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll do another one midweek or something. But for now, the French Goon Bag is out.